Fresha Festival is back once again in Durban with a program that is fun-filled and family-oriented. Directed by Emma Durden, the event will focus on the development of community theatre groups within KwaZulu-Natal. The program for the festival will kick off next weekend with a free open yoga class, followed by a free open dance class led by last year's Standard Bank for Dance award-winning Musa Hlatswayo. But to tell us more about the event, we are joined by Emma in our Durban studio. Emma, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making the time to be on the show.
Thanks, Pearl. It's great to be here.
Now, Emma, this event has been running for quite a number of years. Won't you just take us through how it's managed to grow organically over the past couple of years?
Yeah, it's the first year that we did it was 3 years ago, and we were really nervous about how an open, free event would work on the beachfront in Durban. We're concerned about the weather, we're concerned about would people come, would too many people come, and I think we've settled into that a little bit, so we understand how the festival works. And the way it's grown has really been that people have started to talk about it a lot more. People look forward to it. Usually around about December I get a lot of questions from people, what's happening with Fresha next year? So it's become a sort of an institution on the calendar and also at the beachfront. On Friday I was down on the beach talking to the sand artists who make their beautiful creations on the sand, and they're saying, when's the festival happening? So it's started to become part of the conversation around how the Durban beach works. So we're really excited about that, and also this year we're really excited about some very new and unusual acts that we're introducing to the festival.
All right, I'll come to you about those new and unusual acts a little later on. But this event really does seek to promote the arts within KwaZulu-Natal. What does this mean for these young upcoming artists who are fighting for a space within the broader South African arts context?
Durban has very sadly lost a lot of its independent theatres over the last couple of years. So there are very few theatre spaces where young people can go and show what they're doing. And by young people, I'm talking about all sorts of emerging artists. I mean, often it's also people who are as old as I am, who are, you're saying, we can't afford to hire the large theatre spaces, but where can we show the work that we're doing? So for us, it was really important to say we need a place where we can expose theatre makers to audiences and expose audiences to theatre in a way that is far more accessible. So you don't need to dress up, you don't need to catch a taxi, you don't need to come out late at night. It's daytime, it's on the beach, you can walk down there and see what's on offer and see what people have to show. So most of the work is from KZN this year. We do have one piece from the Netherlands, a beautiful street comedian called Gerard Altar, who does very strange and unusual comedy, often involving part of the passing audience as well. But we wanted to say this is what theatre can be, and it can and should be accessible to all ages. You don't need to be part of the elite to understand and get involved in and enjoy theatre. So that's really what we're pushing for this year. And one of the ways that we've done that is we've combined a really nice sort of Afro-funk outfit called Zulu Blue with a group of opera singers called La Cantarosa. And we've brought those two together in a collaboration which sounds a little bit like Miriam Makeba, a little bit like Puccini, and that's going to be something really exciting. So it's also exposing audiences to stuff that they wouldn't necessarily meet on an ordinary day or an ordinary idea of kind of what they think of as entertainment.
And just speaking of how you've managed to, create these merges with the different artists that are there, how do you guys go about selecting the artists that will be a part of this event? And what are some of those new activities that you spoke about that will be implemented this year?
Yeah, we call for applications for the festival around about August of every year, and I think we had about 40 applications this year and could select just 10 of them to be part of the festival. So when we're looking at what people have put forward, our first priority is it accessible to everybody? So we prefer work that has no language in it, that anybody from any language and any age group can understand what it is. We prefer not to have the really dark subjects. A lot of people, we look at their work and we say, well, that's fine. It's fine that we deal with death. For example, there's a piece called A Funeral at the Beach, by a group called Unyezi Theatre Productions, just from outside Pietermaritzburg. And they're doing a piece about two women who are killed for being in love with each other. And so that's obviously like a really serious topic, but the way that they're dealing with it is light enough and accessible enough that it's fine for children to watch it, it's fine for people from any age group. So that's our key criteria, is that, is it accessible to everybody? The second one is, how engaging is it? Is it going to stop people who have just come down for a walk on the beach, and they're going to stop and look at it and say, actually, this is worth me spending some time here, and they'll stay and watch that show, which is 15 minutes, and then they'll stay for the next one and the next one and the next one. So our series of shows are all 15 minutes, and we look for something that's really engaging and something that's accessible. And this year we wanted to mix it up a little bit with things that we hadn't seen before. So we've invited a group called Blue Fire Productions who do aerial acts. So we have a huge trapeze set up on the beachfront, and they'll be doing everything way above ground. And that's just a different dimension to the beach. We're used to seeing everything either in the water, on the sand, or on the grass. So this is now going up into the air for the festival. We also have a lovely group from Lidgerton, which is in the KZN Midlands, who are doing a really great puppet piece called The Thing About Wolves. And they've been working with professionals from the Handspring Puppet Company, who are obviously world-renowned. And they've created a lovely piece involving puppets of an elephant and a couple of wolves and some ostriches. And it's based on the story of Lawrence Anthony, who ran the Tula Tula Game Reserve in northern KZN. And he went to Iraq during, when Saddam Hussein was falling, and they saved the animals from the zoo there. And this is really based on that story. It's kind of a localized version of that story of going to a zoo, a private zoo, and saving the animals from there. So it's got a slightly ecological message, but it's also just the puppets are really beautiful themselves. So those are two things that we hand-picked because those were interesting and different. And the rest of the work is selected from around KZN, just really interesting young theatre groups making nice work. We also have a deaf mime artist, Sibo Masondo, and we've worked with him a couple of years in the past, and he'll be back again this year, and he's great, and particularly for kids. Kids just really warm to that, and it always amazes me that kids are so easily able to read and understand mime. So we're really pleased that Sibo will be back this year as well.
All right, Emma, fantastic. Thank you so much, and all the best. And may this festival continue to grow and be more inclusive and include all up-and-coming artists in the Durban area. Thank you very much. That was Emma Durben talking to us about the Fresha Fest, which will take place in Durban later.